Hey guys, Billy Jenkins here with Silver Creek Doodles. So Lottie and Mac's puppies are 3.5 weeks old and we are gonna feed them for the first time today. So I am very excited to show you. I am wearing the right attire because what we feed our puppies for the first couple days of their feeding, probably 4 or 5 days, is a raw food. So Viva is the company that we get our stuff from. We just got a package in today, so let's go ahead and unpack it and we'll meet you in the puppy room when we go ahead and feed them for the first time. All right, so it is midway through the day. It's a little past lunchtime. And I'm just gonna show you guys our setup. We are going to feed our first meal today. They are 3.5 weeks old. We've got our water that we're fixing to add. We always add water once we have food for the first time. What? What is it, guys? Huh? Oh my goodness. So Mom took a break outside real fast, so we do need to be quick. What are you saying? Are you purring? Oh, tell me, Ms. Yellow. Who is it? All right, so we're gonna do this before we video. So if they step in the water and get a little bit wet, we'll have to do this kind of a couple hours in between. But what I'm going to do first is grab the food and I'm going to explain what we feed for the first time. So we actually feed raw food for the first week. Well, half of a week to a week. I know, guys. Let's see. Let's see what you think. This is good for their bellies, their gut bacteria. And they are hungry. Look, Ella. Look, you see? Oh, she says, yeah. So this isn't exactly to get their bellies full, but this is just to get them used to eating. What do you think, Ms. Yellow? Come get some before everybody else steals it all. Here, look. Good girl, Miss Yellow. Sometimes you gotta show them where it's at. Look, Miss Pink, this way. They're so excited. Yellow's like, no, thank you. Here, darling. And sometimes they're not always interested at first. And maybe that's why she's tiny, is because she'd rather not have a whole lot of food. There we go. Oh, now she found it. Yep, there we go. sometimes you have to teach some. Let me take some out for her. Good girl. Oh my goodness, look. Thankfully, Mom will be in here to clean everything up off of them. I know everybody's gonna be saying ooh and yucky with raw. But as long as we clean after, we are fine. Oh my goodness. I think they like it though. What'd you think? So while they finish, I am going to kind of tell you about our setup area. So we've got our rug back there. That's supposed to be their sleeping area with their stuffed animals, their bed. This area right here where you see some yellow marks, like I said, it is lunchtime, it's midday, so we've got like pee spots here. We want them to potty on this side, so we're trying to teach them sleep on that side, potty on this side. Then once Mom gets pulled out, see, Mom has access to them 24/7 right now. But when we start feeding actual food at, you know, to 4 weeks old, and they're getting 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Mom starts getting to spend time out with us. She gets a bath, she gets to come out and stay with us, and she only gets to come in a couple times a day, 3 or 4 times a day the first couple days, then 3 times a day for the next couple days, and then down to 2, and then down to 1 until about 6 weeks old. We have a 2-week period that we wean Mom. So when Mom is out of here, we're gonna put a grate down here. So it's gonna teach them stability, but it's also so when they do potty, they're not gonna get in it. So if they poop, it's gonna fall through and they're not gonna get all in it and stuff like that. So the grates are gonna be, you know, pretty awesome because it's gonna teach them that if they see grates out anywhere, that's where they're supposed to potty. And you'll see that later on when they are outside, once we start going out the doggy door. And we've got a bigger area in here, they're gonna have grates all the way against the back, and that's where they're gonna be going potty. So it's all just a big process of learning. And yeah, it's just so much fun. I'm so glad that I get to share this with you guys, but we're gonna take a minute before I show them off individually to talk about this specific dog food, their company, and kind of why we're using it, what got us to use it and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and let them finish. We'll let Mom come in and get them cleaned up, and then we'll talk about the Viva dog food. Hi, darling. I also forgot to mention, well, I mentioned it, but I forgot to put it in, that here is their water. So like I said, when we start offering food, we start offering water. Obviously, we have to make sure they're big enough and mature enough to not get in it and drown. And that setup and stuff is what works great. So we've already got Miss Yellow checking it out. Good girl. But they will learn about it very, very soon. Oh my goodness, they love the food, so that's fantastic. So this food will be fed, like I had said, for the next 3 to 4 days only, and then we'll start soaking our dry food, and then we'll start adding in some of the dry. But this is what we like to feed for the first 3, 4, 5 days. Get all the good bacteria in their belly. Good job, guys. Good job. Good job, pretty girl. All right, Mama's made her way back in, and she's gonna get everybody cleaned up, as well as the plate for anything that they missed. She's gonna teach them about the water, and they're gonna step in it. It's all part of the process. She's like, let me clean that up. But look how beautiful Lottie is. She's got the prettiest coat. So silky. Are you guys hungry? So they have actually started eating standing up a lot of the time. She'll just get in there and they'll just stand up and eat. Can you hear them? Oh my goodness. Go get her, Mr. Blue. Look at him playing. Get him. Oh, get her. Get her, Mr. Blue. Get her. Get that girl. Oh my goodness. Green was wrapped around her arm. Okay, I could watch these puppies all day. Like I said, you see this camera right here. That camera is actually what all the families and their families and whoever has the link, they literally watch these puppies all day long. All day long. Oh my goodness. They sure have grown, haven't they? Just a couple weeks ago, they were so tiny. Now they're walking around, eating and learning new things. So I know you would rather be watching the puppies than to see my face and have me talk about some dog food, but I wanted to take just a few minutes and explain about Viva. So I know so many people are gonna be all icky about feeding raw food to dogs, especially dogs that have like the facial hair and different stuff like that. Dogs that are kissing us that obviously you see all of the time that we're kissing on them. So you're gonna run risk. I mean, it's very low if you keep a clean place, if you know, watch your dog and see what works for them. You know, you gotta do what's best for them too. So research that I have seen, I don't want to feed raw full time, but I do know that I want to feed about 20 to 25% raw to my dogs. Dr. Judy Morgan, you know, she is one that states as well, if you feed that amount, 20 to 25% raw, and it doesn't have to be exactly raw, it can be lightly cooked, you know, different stuff like that, but not processed dry food, that you can improve your dog and increase maybe a couple years of their lives. As a dog mom, to try to figure out everything that you think is going to be perfect for your dogs, but I know Viva is one of the things that I know that I'm always going to add into my dog's food. So I am going to have my paper here to kind of read off of it because I have some stuff written down, but I do know that foods that they always have proteins: chicken, turkey, beef, duck, and rabbit. And they've got a beef and turkey one that's just for puppies. So those are the proteins that they always have. They have it in a complete form where it's the whole meal, like it's got all the vitamins, nutrition, and stuff in it. And then they have it just plain, like just the meat. They can do it ground or chunked. So you think if your dog wants to like chew on pieces of chunky meat, you can. I've tried both. My dogs prefer ground. And it's so funny because my dogs actually, when I have plates that I put my dog's food on because they actually don't even like to eat out of bowls, my spoiled dogs. So they like the ground, and what I do for Dave, so like Todd can eat it anyway, Ariel can eat it anyway, Millie and Gabby and Dave actually like me to take a spoon and like portion it into little pieces so they can just like lick up a bite at a time instead of trying to pick up one big piece of food. My dogs are spoiled. So, but you can do ground or chunky. When I got the chunky, they would like lick around it and stuff like that, but when they would grab those pieces, like that chunk of meat, it almost like the texture was confusing to them, and they would like just lick around it and then spit it out and not eat it. So the chunky is good if your dog likes that, but my dogs didn't like it. So it is kind of pricey. It's like $6.50 per pound to $10.25. So
$6.50 to $10.25 per pound. They have specials sometimes. Right now they have elk as a special. They had venison not long ago. So they have different specials depending on the time of year and whatever farms that they're getting their meat from. And that's special. So the elk is $12.75 a pound. So usually the specials are a little bit more expensive. They always make small batches. So if you do go on YouTube and you go to their company videos, you can see all the testing that they do, go through all their process, and it is very cool to see. But they have let me have a code that gets you 20% off your first order if you are interested in that. So I know I love it. The puppies love it. You know, we feed it to the puppies. We feed it to our dogs as about 20% of their meal. And there's some other food that we feed as well. And I do want to chat about that, but I'm not going to do it in this video because it might cut it a little long. So that is it about the Viva food. Zach and Jen are the owners of this company. And I do say go to their website, check it out. I'll have a link in the description if you want to actually order from it. It will be nice if you want to use my link, but you don't have to. And then the code Silver Creek will get you 20% off your first order. So I hope that that helps you, but let's go ahead and get back to the puppies. I might wait a little bit. I might get some other stuff done, but I'm gonna come back with the puppies once they're kind of all cleaned up and napped and show them off because, oh my goodness, at 3.5 weeks, they are perfect. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start with Miss Pink. And I actually, after I got done with talking about Viva, I go in there and they're just napping. So I thought, let's go ahead and get them out and show them off. Their feet are a little wet. Well, I know hers are starting out. So she must have stepped in the water bowl. So usually at 4 weeks old, we start, you know, their food definitely with the dry food, but it is soaked. And of course that company is Poultry. And I've got my own link and, oh, I savvy, honey, link and stuff to that. Trying to fix your hair. So next week too, so I'm gonna post their 3-week photos after each video, but at their 4-week photos, we're gonna trim the hair on the tip of the toes. We're gonna shave their pads, trim their eye hair, do a little mini groom. So I think right now that I can tell that Miss Pink is a chill girl. So obviously she plays and stuff like that, but she is always just super chill. She is so cute. I guess I'll show putting them on their backs again. We've been doing all handling still. We've started some sound noises. We are gonna start with a vacuum in the next day or two. We've actually been doing a lot with Cece's puppies. So our Bernedoodle litter, if you've not seen, she had 11. And their mom, Lottie, and Emma has been helping feed those babies. So we've been having to do a lot of like sitting in the floor with them while they let the other babies feed for like an hour or so a couple times a day. And that's just, it's kind of time consuming too. All right, let's go get Miss Purple. Here's Miss Purple. I see the ears popping up. I see them. So if you watch some of my other platforms, I did a video or two, and she's always playing with the boys. Oh my goodness. How could you not just smile when seeing these puppies? So much white. Yes, you do. So I know people are gonna ask maybe like if I'm already feeding food, but do they have any teeth yet? And no, they do not have any teeth yet. Everybody's still gummy. Everybody's bite looks good, but of course we're not gonna even worry about the bites yet until teeth start coming through and getting their placement. Look at all of it. Look at all that white on that pretty girl, huh? So another questions I might have is her nose still having pink spots on it. It should all fill in. It's just taking a little bit longer, isn't it? Pretty girl. We have just had so much fun with these puppies. We're gonna make an area in our living room and start letting them, you know, come in there and spend some time around normal day-to-day stuff. I think that makes a big difference in the puppies once they get older. So here is Mr. Blue. And he is so dark red. My goodness gracious. Isn't he gorgeous? I guess you guys can never tell that I'm just so proud of my babies. Oh, yeah? You talking to me? I love, and I think I showed it last time, look at that spot right there. It's like a little birthmark or something, yeah? He looks so much like his dad, I think, but his dad's curly coated, so obviously he didn't have a curly coat. This is actually what I wanted, Mac. I didn't want to have a curly stud, but he ended up being curly. But this is what I wanted. Look at just how relaxed. Sweet thing. Yes, you are a sweet thing, aren't you? I know. I know. Oh, and I see how small they look. Do you see how big they look up at the camera? But then when I pull them back here, you can actually see how small they are. Because you're tiny. You're a tiny boy, aren't you? Yes, you are. Yes, you are a tiny, tiny boy. You're a good boy, too. Yes, you are. You're a good boy. I love my job, that is for sure. And now, little Miss Yellow. And when I say little, she is little. Which I need to compare her to another puppy, but her features are so tiny. And Mac has helped us throw some tiny puppies, but I think she's gonna be small. I say she's tiny, but oh, she is so mighty because she will play. And she's not skinny, you know, like if you look at her belly and stuff, like she's not skinny, she's just small featured. And I might have some people ask how small. I don't know, you know, she might be closer to 15 pounds instead of the, you know, 20 to 25. Like I said, there's been a couple times that Mac has thrown some puppies that have been smaller than him and have a quite larger mom. And it's just, I don't want to say runt because it's more of like genetics. When you've got small breeds and large breeds all in, you know, a genetic pile, when they grab all the small genes, this is what they do. Look how cute she is. I love her. She's been my favorite from day one. Like I said, when they're 4 weeks old, I'll get all that hair out of their eyes. They'll look a lot more cleaned up. They'll look a lot prettier. Which, how could they? How could my sweet girl, huh? But all my hands are just lightly there. They just lay right in my hands. Trying to see how I could show more of her because she's so small. She was sleeping in there. She said, I got a full belly, now I'm tired. But she's a sweet girl. Next is Miss Orange. Isn't she gorgeous? She is so sweet. She looks so pure. So obviously we keep our area all nice and tidy and everything clean. So the puppies stay clean, like you smell them and they smell like laundry detergent, and that's just from, our laundry being put in. We change stuff out every morning. If by the afternoon it looks like it needs to be changed again, we don't mind pulling it out and doing, putting new stuff in there. But usually when we've got mamas and stuff that do such a good job at cleaning, it's usually once a day that we get stuff transferred out and new stuff put down. I think she's falling asleep. I just love these puppies. So since she has the red color around her eyes, you see that her eyelashes are red. If a puppy doesn't have that red around the eyes, the eyelashes will be white. And I think I spoke about that in the last video. Who doesn't just love a nice puppy, huh? They are the best babies. I had to wait a second and let you watch her fall asleep again. All right, let's go get the next puppy. All right, so we've talked about having some small puppies. Now this is a large puppy. So, is there anything else that you can tell that's a little bit different about him? Look at the color of those eyes. So, he has blue in both eyes. They're not fully blue eyes though, but they are stunning. So our stud Mac, their dad, he comes from lines that produces blue eyes. So he doesn't have a blue eye, obviously. But his breeder that he came from, they throw blue eyes without the Merle gene. So that's kind of interesting. I've done a lot of research, try to figure out what it is. Everybody's eyes are normal, so it's not that. It's just the pigment. But he's got it, and he's so handsome. So the people who have first pick of males, so there's 2 boys, obviously, and the family that has first pick of the males is like 100% sure they want him. Now I'm not making that decision 100% until after the vet check. I like all the puppies to have their vet clearances before actually, placing puppies on families. But with him being big too, they also are aware that he might get bigger than the largest parent. So I told him that he could be more into the 30 pound, 30-ish pound range, even though dad's 19 and mom is 26. It's just he's a big boy. He's got big features. And he likes to eat. Don't ya? Yes, you do, sassy boy. Oh, you're wagging your tail. Okay. Are you wagging your tail? That was fun, wasn't it? Was that so much fun? Oh my goodness. He's a happy boy. I think he's hungry again, though. He's thinking I've got food or something. What? You want me to talk to you? You trying to figure out if I got any food for you? Handsome. He's a food hound, that's for sure. Which that'll be great with training. Don't you chew on my finger. I don't allow that. No, I don't. I don't allow that. So all of these puppies though on this litter are reserved. Of course, they're not picked yet, but of course, Miss Orange, the party girl, has a family for her because, oh, tell me about it. And then the other ones, we're gonna wait until they're 6 weeks old to choose. What do you think? Are you sweet? Are you sweet? Huh? Yes, you are. What? You want my finger? You're not allowed to have it. You're not allowed to have it. All right. That is it for this litter. They are 3.5 weeks old and growing so wonderfully. I'm so proud of them. You're putting on a show, aren't you? All right, so I'm actually gonna video taking him back because I go in there and there's the puppies that are laid on the dog bed. So I did put everybody on the dog bed, and usually wherever you lay them after they're sleeping, that's where they're gonna be. So let's go put it back and see what they look like. So Mama's taking a break. And look at all these babies. Oh, hi. Oh goodness, now Mom's gonna wake them up again. Yep, Mom's gonna wake them up. I know. You've done a good job. Look at her. Sweet thing. Hey guys, are y'all sleeping? Are y'all napping? I know, we should video you too. I know, because you're a good mom. Yes, you are. You're a great mom. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget with Viva, there is a code for 20% off, which is Silver Creek if you want to use it. If you want to try it, you see that obviously I'm using it. I mean, we just got a package in today and we filled our freezer. So that's definitely something that we love to have on hand, that we feed our dogs. We feed the puppies for the first week and then until they leave. You know, they're getting about 20% of their meal is that raw food. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe link if you are not subscribed yet. And we will have videos very soon of other stuff. So we'll see you next time. Bye.